Welcome back, Party Ponies. Scarlet Fury here, showcasing another beta version of Wildborne. We're going to be doing a quick, casual survival gameplay. This is beta version 33.0.0, so a lot has changed since the last beta that I have uploaded to YouTube. That beta was 27, so we're now at 33. So I'm basically going to be pointing out a lot of that as I play through a little bit of a test survival world. And this is really just a test because I have to have my changelog notebook here. I literally have physical notebooks with all the changelogs that I've made for this mod pack over time, just to write things down in case something is broken, which there could be a good chance of something breaking as I'm recording this. There's been some times where that's happened in the past during recordings, like the game will crash on startup or a world won't generate or something. But, you know, such is the nature of modded Minecraft. Alright, so, you may have noticed our main menu is different. And that's because fancy menu was actually causing a lot of those crashes. And as much as I love that mod and how cool you can make menus look, I didn't want to risk the instability to the overall mod pack. So that's why things look a little different. We're now using simple menu mod, which is a lot more reliable. Alright, so we're going to do basic survival. I'm going to turn on the survival starter kit or the bonus chest just to give us a head start, because otherwise it will take a lot longer to make some progress. And that's really why I named it the survival starter kit in the resource pack that it loads with the mod pack, because otherwise this is to sort of speed up a little bit of the early gameplay for those people who are a little less patient, or for quick tests, which is exactly what we're doing right here. So, let's see. Let's just call this Wildborne Beta 33. Whoops. I could type. .0 survival test. I know. Creative name. Whoops. Nope. Too long. We'll just call it that. Now, one thing you'll notice is that the world will generate quite a lot faster now. And that's due to several things. I've got some new performance mods under the hood, like Immediately Fast, and a couple other things that are really speeding things up. But also, the new World Gen mod that I found that does even more epic, realistic terrain results than Tectonic. And you'll see that in a bit here, as soon as we spawn in. Oh, okay, this is an interesting start. Looks like we're going to be having a warmer climate this time. Warm, wet, tropical climate. Okay. So one thing that I've changed is you won't know the biomes until you craft a map. And that's to make things a little more realistic. That's a pretty decent starter chest. What? We got a water skin, so that's great. So we can... A water skin, a furnace. Wow. So we can take care of thirst right off the bat. That's real good. Okay. And a sleeping bag. We can skip the night and not worry about spiders killing me all the time. Sweet. Oh yeah, birds. Birds.
Oh, well, everybody's heard about the bird. The bird's a word.
Birds. I've added birds. The foul play mod. It adds so much needed life to this massive world. And you'll see what I mean by massive, because this new epic terrain generation mod, it does some amazing things. This is a pretty cool bamboo forest. Okay, one thing I'm gonna do, I'm gonna fill up my water skin real quick. Never know when you might need that extra water. Dirty, of course. So I'm gonna have to purify it. Got some berries. Berries are a good starting fruit. Oh, whoa. Birds are struggling to navigate the bamboo a bit. That's fine. Oh, sticks. We're gonna need sticks. Any extra sticks help. Oh, rocks too. Okay, one thing I'm gonna put away at the moment is this stuff. Because I'm gonna be able to use it right off the bat. Alright. I've also changed a lot of the starter recipes. Just to balance the game out a bit more. More notably, things that let you craft rope and other important tool bindings and such. Another thing I really like about this new terrain generation system is how it seamlessly blends the biomes together. With the better biome reblend mod, you get really vast, expansive, diverse landscapes that just make the world feel so much more alive. Oh, we have ducks. Aww. Alright, oh good, we have sheep. That's important. This is honestly an ideal start. Last time I tried to record a survival starting gameplay, we spawned right next to a pillager tower, and that was just death. Inevitable death, and that was no fun. Alright, so the one thing I am worried about, I haven't seen gravel. Probably some over here. Yep, there we go. Perfect. Gravel. Gravel is a key starting resource in Wildborne. You need it for flint and flint shards, because that is what your early tools are going to be made out of. Not stone, flint. Don't drown here. It's kind of an overcast day, though. That's interesting. Proto-Manly's weather decided to get a little overcast today. That's fine. It'll be interesting. I'm going to grab some of this clay while we're at it. This is convenient. Clay is pretty useful. That helps us craft furnaces again. Furnaces now require some clay. It'll also help us craft some of our basic engineering-related stuff as well. This is going to take a bit, though. I suppose I could try to get a shovel first. Let's see here. Oh, we got a actual flint piece. That's better. I do like that this is a warmer area, though, because sometimes you'll spawn in really bitter cold areas, and those are really brutally hard to survive in at first. Both climates require very different resources to start surviving it. Okay. I take it the storm. Okay, so this overcast day quickly became a thunderstorm right on top of us. This is going to be interesting. I guess it's just eating up the moisture in the air and the overcast clouds, which is fine. It's when it starts rotating, that's when we got to get worried. Okay, that is actually intensifying decently quick. I will keep an eye on that. Alright, so we'll craft that into some flint, and let me grab some clay while we're here. You'll notice I've updated a lot of the vanilla photorealistic texture packs, or textures as well, for the Wildborne vanilla resource pack. That is currently available. It's released in beta on CurseForge and Modrinth. Feel free to go download it. The latest version is currently beta 79.1. And that's pretty dang good. So it is completely compatible with vanilla Minecraft, and also with the Modpack. Okay, yeah, that is quickly organizing into a rotating wall cloud. Well, this is going to be interesting. Right, sheep? Yeah, exactly. Alright, so the birds, I really, really love the birds mod, the foul play mod, because it just adds so much needed life to the world. Before, it was so big, so expansive, you just did not have animals to really fill out the life, even with all of Minecraft's default animals. So that really helped. Ah, there we go. Some stone to get some flint shards going. Only 2? Yikes, okay. I'm gonna have to fetch some more gravel with that. Let's grab some... Oh, one of my new music tracks is playing. Oh, I love this one. Alright. Yeah, I completely redid some of the mixing and mastering on some of the music tracks and which biomes they play in. And since so many different biomes blend together really nicely with this new World Gen mod, which is literally called Epic Terrain Generation, it just overall flows so much more nicely. And you'll hear a lot more of the variety in the music tracks as we go. Okay, I might need to actually turn up the music a little bit. I turned it down so that you could hear me, but it's a little too quiet. There we go. Okay, yeah, that is definitely turning into a rotating thunderstorm. Alright, Supercell coming after us. That's gonna be fun. Rotating wall clouds right off the bat. The storm chaser and me would be happy, but right now we're a survivalist. We're not a storm chaser. We don't have the tech we need yet. That would take a little bit to work towards. Thankfully, it does seem to be quite a distance away, at least the rotating part. So as long as we stay away from that, we'll be fine. Let's see. Perfect. Turn those cobblestone splitters into cobblestone. Alright, now we're cooking. Well, not actually cooking yet. There is a distinct lack of food. It's okay. We'll get to that. Alright, I'm gonna go ahead and turn some of this into rope. Need that. Let's get a flint axe going here. Perfect. Okay, I'm gonna need to eat some berries. Keep up the thirst and the hunger. We're gonna be... That's better. Store that for later. Okay. 0.03 food diversity. That's not great. But hey, it's fruits. What can you expect? Okay. Well, we have an axe, so I can finally get some of these logs and planks. Let's get that going here. There we go. Beautiful. Now I can make a crafting table with 2 planks, 2 rope. Perfect. Oh yeah. That advancement's not really relevant because we're not actually using anything from the electrodynamics mod yet, but that is a new mod I added. Electrodynamics covers the more modern side of technology. So we've got industrial engineering, or we've got immersive engineering. That covers the more steampunk sort of Victorian era technology. And then we've got electrodynamics, which covers the more modern tech. So this is all going to work together once the mod pack is fully ready for a beta release, which is ultimately my goal. I want to get this out there on CurseForge and ModRent as soon as I possibly can, so that y'all can enjoy it. Alright, we're gonna sleep since it's dark and I don't want spiders to nip at me at the night. Perfect. Alright. Good morning. Yeah, good morning to you too, sheep. I might need some of your wool, actually. But I don't have iron yet, so I would have to kill you. Yeah, that Supercell's decaying. Okay, we're fine with that. So it looks like we're in an amaranth grassland over here. Oop. Let's see. I really need more flint. So we're gonna have to dig up more gravel. That's fine. Oh. What's nice about the birds is that they actually perch in leaves at the top of trees. I don't know if I'll be able to see well. Almost. And my new models in the vanilla resource pack, and also the modded one, which I haven't released yet, that's coming, don't seem to affect that perching mechanic. So that's great. They look really pretty and really realistic when they do perch on my new leaves, because my new leaf models, they're angled. And so when the birds perch on the angled leaves, it makes it look a lot more realistic, like they're actually perching on branches, which is beautiful. Yeah, I really need to make a shovel as soon as I can. Otherwise, we're going to be doing this forever. This isn't bad, though. Decent gravel starting patch. So, one thing that I can't really showcase right now, because we're not in a very hilly or mountainous area, is the Epic Terrain generation mod does significantly better at making fixing Minecraft's scale problem. So Minecraft has a scale issue in which mountains will feel tall, but only to a point. And when you climb to the top of that normal vanilla generated mountain, it will still feel like the world is too small in comparison to the mountain. It won't feel like an actually large, realistic mountain. This Epic Terrain generation mod completely fixes all of that. It generates massive mountains that make you feel like you're tiny, and that's the point. And we're talking mountains that can reach up to like 500 height in blocks, which obviously you can build an epic base up there, but it would take you forever to get down. So, keep that in mind. But I can't showcase that yet because we're not near a big mountain range. Maybe we'll find one. We'll see. All right. Into shards. Let's get that going again. Find some stone around here. Again. Oh, blue jay. All right. There we go. Yeah. So. Wow, only one shard? Well, good thing a shovel only requires one. So, the birds was one big thing I wanted to fix, because... Oh, this is another one of my new tracks, too. I believe this small patch of biome is an enchanted tangle. That's another thing I did. I tweaked some of the biome config settings, because... ultimately, yes, biomes of plenty, biomes we've gone. They both have some more fantasy-like biomes, but really the only thing that was fantasy about them was the color of their vegetation. And realistically, those biomes could theoretically exist in extreme edge cases. And with the new terrain generation mod, they spawn in a little bit of smaller patches and or are extremely rare, so it's completely reasonable that we would have these biomes. And that's perfectly fine by me. That's enough for a shovel. Oh, did I forget the recipe? Did I change that again? Oh, wait, is it string instead of... Hold on. This is what JEI is for, when you forget your own recipes. Oops. I'm not searching JEI and JEI, silly. Shovel. Shovel. There we go. Oh, I just put the rope in the wrong spot. Silly. Silly me. There we go. That's better. Alright, we're getting our tool set created here. Definitely gonna need more of that gravel in a bit here. Alright, we're gonna need more planks too, so I'm gonna go ahead and chop down a tree. Preferably not this beautiful flowering indigo jacaranda. Those are too pretty. Let's chop down something more normal, like this jungle tree. Yeah. You'll notice I have the passable foliage mod installed so that you can walk through all these leaves. And that's very important, because otherwise it would take you forever to navigate around them. And we got dynamic trees, so realistic falling of trees, so much better. I love it. Alright, how many blocks did that give us? 16? That's pretty decent. It's pretty decent. I'll probably get another. One of the new biome mods that I had to add, that you may have noticed a little bit already if you're particularly astute in the Minecraft modding community, is Regions Unexplored. Now, this replaces Terralith. And the reason I had to replace Terralith was because Terralith is more of a data pack based mod, and it was incompatible with the Epic Terrain generation, as sad as that is. So unfortunately, I had to remove my favorite biome, the Scarlet Mountains. I know. But, Regions Unexplored had some pretty epic stuff. We'll see if we can find any of that. And there we go. Timber! I love that. So fun. Alright. You'll also notice I have realistic item physics now. Items don't just randomly sit there floating and spinning. They actually fall, like they would in real life. If you were to toss a pickaxe on the ground, it wouldn't sit there and float and spin. You would actually see it fall flat on its face. So that's nice. That actually saves on a little bit of item lag with performance as well. Oh, cow. I'm gonna need your leather. Sorry, dude. There we go. Leather, beef. Okay. Oh yeah. Food spoils now, so that's a thing you gotta watch out for. When that spoiling progress reaches 100%, it becomes rotten flesh, and that's absolutely useless to you because, well, you don't want to eat rotten flesh, trust me. Not in this mod pack. Unless you want some serious food poisoning. Ugh. Ooh, carrots. Carrots are good. Yay, Farmer's Delight. I love it. Get my beta carotene. My carrot's good for my eyes. Alright. This is pretty. I like this area. Looks like we got a redwood forest over there too. Okay, I haven't done the models for the modded resource pack for Regions Unexplored yet, but that's okay. I'll get to that. I will get to that. You can tell because they're blocky leaves and not angled. But that's okay. Bit by bit, you know? One step at a time. Oh, we got another developing thunderstorm. Cool. I like that this area is pretty temperate too. We've got a decent variety of stuff to work with. Is that a shipwreck? Oh, perfect. Shipwrecks have treasure. Shipwrecks are perfect. They can have some really good stuff in them. Really good loot. And we have a shovel now too, so we can dig it out a little easier as long as there's no sandstone. Let's see. Let us see. I've been collecting a lot of the stone while I'm at it here because aside from digging for stone, which I can't do right now because I don't have a pickaxe yet. We'll get that. Stone would help. Oh, sugarcane. Sugarcane's very helpful too. Let's grab some of that. There we go. Okay. Oh, I love the dynamic trees, palm trees. Still gotta redo their leaf textures, but that's okay. Baby steps. Alright, so we got a shipwreck here. This can kind of work as a temporary base, actually. It's also turning dark again. Let's go ahead and sleep. Whee! So the Better Days mod, I love the features of that mod. It literally speeds up night and all the ticks around you as it transitions from night to day and day to night. You could actually sleep in the day too, if you wanted, for whatever reason. And it will skip the entire day-night cycle, and the next day will happen. So that's sometimes helpful in specific circumstances. Alright, so let's see here. Oh man, we just need to get to 3 so I could get a +2 bonus on health. That would be nice. By the way, I'm hitting N to open up that nutrition food book. That is the Spice of Life Onion variant mod. Or as I like to call it, Solunion. That's literally the if you just squish it all together, S-O-L onion, Solunion. Alright, so the treasure chest are probably gonna be down here. Let's start digging. Get some sand. Well, oh wow, that was easy. Ooh! Okay, rotten flesh, that's nasty. We're not gonna even worry about that. 12 rope though, yes! And some wheat. Oh, suspicious stew. That could be a risk. Do I want to risk the adventure? Okay, paper's nice. Moss is not helpful. Leather pants with projectile prong. I'll take that. Any armor and clothes is better than nothing at the moment. Ooh, protection 3 boots. Yeah. because if the temperature does suddenly become cold, or we find colder biomes, that is some warmth. See, the Cold Sweat mod shows that purple bar on the leather that indicates that it's sort of a neutral protection against temperature. So it works decently, but it won't work against like extreme hot or extreme cold. Like if I was in the desert, that would be a problem. If I was in the ice spikes, that would be a problem. But for now, this is perfect. Also, you know, it's basic armor. It's better than nothing right now. And that way, I don't have to spend my leather on it either. And I could save this leather for something that's a little bit more... Oh, shoot. My apple's spoiled. That's fine. I could save that leather for a backpack, which would be significantly more useful right now because my inventory is starting to get cluttered. Alright. Let's see here. Oh, the shovel makes things so much better. Oh. I'm not sure if this is a full shipwreck. If it's a full one, it'll have 3 chests. If it's a partial one, it'll only have 1 or 2. We'll just have to do some digging. Sand isn't a bad thing, though. Could use that later for various other things. Okay. And this is exactly what Wildborne is all going to be about. I want it to feel like an expansive, epic world that you just explore, collect resources, and really just work your way up towards modern technology. Because the entire premise behind the Modpack is, if you were randomly dropped off in the middle of nowhere in the wilderness, and you had nothing, how would you survive? How would you go from having nothing to gathering everything you need to build, like, a nuclear reactor, or a glider, or whatever tech you wanted, and a base of whatever you wanted? And simultaneously, how would you survive against, like, those supercell thunderstorms dropping hail, or other things? Oh, looks like we have a lush stacks over there. Pretty. Okay, I'm not seeing the other chest. Well, let's look over this way. It would be sad if this was only one chest, but hey, these shipwrecks are common enough. I'm not too concerned. That was a pretty decent haul from that loot just alone. 12 rope especially saves a lot of time, because otherwise we'd have to get 12 times 3, that's 36 straw. That would take a while. I wonder if there's any ocean ruins around. That would be nice too. Oh yeah, those big, grand, lush stacks arches, those are so pretty. Okay, gravel. I need more gravel. Where is some more gravel? Before my voice gets gravelly. There we go. All that gravelly gook. That doesn't quite work as well as probably does it. I don't know what I'm saying anymore. This is just for fun. And, well, playtesting purposes as well. So far, so good, though. Things are running real smooth. Look at our FPS. It's doing great. Performance is fantastic. And this is with the highest level shader that I've default packaged with the Modpack. Oh, that is something I wanted to show. So, for this Modpack, I am packaging it with 3 different shaders. There's Makeup Ultrafast, which is like the low-level shader. It still looks it looks pretty realistic and amazing with that. But then the next level up would be Complementary Unbound. That's another shader that's really, really powerful and good. That would be sort of like your medium profile shader for a medium level PC. And then I've got Complementary Unbound plus the Euphoria patches, which is what I've got running right now because my PC can handle it. And basically, each of these has... Oops. Oh yeah, you gotta disable full screen to change the shader pack settings. But basically, I have packaged 3 different versions, 3 different shader profiles that I've optimized, fine-tuned, and did a lot of playtesting with to make sure that they're as performant as possible, but also giving you as many realistic effects as possible. Things like ray tracing, God rays, things like the motion blur and depth of field effects on the camera, and the shadows, and all of that stuff. Optimized it as best as I could for each of those profiles. So the makeup level is the low cinematic, so in the folder it'll show Wildborne low cinematic, and that's the makeup shaders, and then medium cinematic is just complementary, and then ultimate cinematic is the complementary unbound plus Euphoria patches. And so my computer can handle the higher end one mostly well. There's certain situations where it can't, but for the most part, it's really good at that. But I did that so that even people with potato PCs and who struggle to run Minecraft regularly will be able to enjoy this mod pack, because this mod pack adds so many extra... Ooh, spider web. Yeah, so you can walk through spider webs and break them into string now. Very handy and less annoying than getting stuck in them. But yeah, so even my laptop can handle the lower and middle range shader profile settings with this pack, and it looks so gorgeous. I mean, even like the reason the Euphoria patches especially are cool is because, like, watch as I walk through vegetation. It moves, it interacts with the player, much more realistic. And then obviously, like, this gorgeous looking sky and sunset and all that. But yeah, I wanted to show that off, just so that if you want to test the beta when it does come out on CurseForge or Modrin, if you are having performance issues, definitely lower the shader profile to a lower cinematic setting. And you'll notice the depth of field too. Like, if I stand this close, I can see all the zoomed in blocks, and all the stuff at the edge of my screen that I'm not focused on is a little blurrier. And then when I move back out, the edges of the blocks become more blurrier, and it's just very realistic and cinematic, and I love it. It's so pretty. Okay. So we've got that. Let's see if I can make some pickaxes, because I finally have plenty of rope and flint shards. Beautiful. Da. Alright. I'm going to make two, as we go through these pretty quickly. Excellent. We're getting good. Also, inventory sorting. Ah. No more will you be scrambling around looking for something in your inventory in a pinch. Just hit that button, everything's sorted. All separate stacks will be combined into one stack as much as they can, and organized in a nice, neat fashion. Alright. Okay, we're gonna need to sleep. Boop. Oh, that's so pretty. Look at that. I love that. Alright. Okay, we're getting a little thirsty here. I have a pickaxe now, so I can start purifying some stuff. Let's get some charcoal cooking. Wait a minute. Those are planks. That's not going to work. It works with logs, not planks, silly. Okay, there we go. Okay. While that is cooking up... Oh, I can make plant string with just the wheat. I forgot about that. Okay, that's good. Because I wanted to make a fishing rod. Because fishing rods are actually pretty powerful in Wildborne. It's a great food source. Early game. Uh-oh. You're supposed to be able to craft a fishing rod with just the plant string. Okay, looks like we can't do that. This is why I'm playtesting. So that's something I would note in my changelog. I gotta fix that. Make recipe for fishing rod with plant string. And that's not too hard to do. It's just a quick couple lines in a Cube.js script at worst. Let's make some of those planks. Let's see about that. There we go. Alright, I do kind of want to make a more realistic boat recipe here, but for now this is fine. So I'm going to take a note on that. So make realistic boat recipes, because you would need more than just planks and an axe to make a realistic boat in real life. I think I would make it so that you can use rope to kind of sort of tie it together, lash it together, really. Because early on in early survival, that's basically what you would be doing. Okay, that's plenty of that for now. I can now cook my water to purify it. Perfect. Another helpful thing about these water skins, though, is not only can you drink from them, which is obviously the main point, but there is a secondary purpose. If you splash it on yourself by holding down shift and right clicking, you can affect your body temperature. In this case, since it was just heated up, oh, it says +0 temperature. That's weird. Maybe that's a little broken, but that's fine. We just need to drink some purified water right now. That's all we need. We can just do that with any old water. Alright. And it's not like our temperature is in a problematic area right now. This is a very temperate tropical climate. We are perfectly fine. We're not freezing, we're not burning. We're just happy. Alright. I'm gonna go ahead and... do I really want to risk this? It's good diversity. Look at that. 1.42? And it's about to spoil, so I'm going to go ahead and risk it. Ah, blindness. Lovely. Well, I suppose that could have been worse. It could have been poison. So, you know, blindness isn't too bad in comparison. Nice. Alright. Well, that should give us some extra diversity. Yeah, look at that. 2.10. We're getting closer to that 3 threshold. That's exactly what we need. Okay, I need to cook this beef before it spoils too, so we're going to do that after purifying our water. And drink that water up. Perfect. Now, you'll notice I could only heal to full health once I had my full thirst bar, and that's because the thirst bar acts similarly to the hunger bar. So it's a little bit more of a challenge. You got to keep your thirst and your hunger up in order to fully heal. Which makes sense. In real life, if you were dehydrated, you would not be able to recover as quickly as if you were not. Salsa. Beautiful. Cook that up again. Alright, now we have some steak, which will spoil as well, but less quickly. Although, 3.35 diversity, dang. Imagine being hungry just to eat a steak. That would really help. Anyway, one thing I wanted to do with the sugar cane was turn it into some paper here, because what you could do with the paper is make a lunch bag. And this is from the Soul Onion mod, or Spice of Life Onion. And what this lets you do is it acts as an extra food storage. So you could plop in your carrots, your steak. That's the only food I have right now. But you could put pretty much any food in there. And what will happen is when you right-click on it when you're hungry, and you right-click on the lunch bag to eat with it, it will automatically choose the highest diversity value food in there. So it would probably choose the steak, because it's 3.35. And that would be wonderful, because then I would automatically be eating that steak, instead of having to worry about finding it in my inventory. And what's nice about that is not only does it save inventory space, but that diversity is actually very important, because basically this mod tracks the different types of foods that you eat. So the more variety in your diet, the more benefit it is to your health. And you'll see as I reach that threshold of 3.0, I'll get 2+ health, which would be a full heart. If I reach 5.0, I'd get strength 1, regen 1, and it goes all the way up to some pretty powerful stuff. So this encourages players to eat a wide variety of food, just like they would have to in real life. And it does not punish them for not doing so, which is exactly what I want, because I feel like the rest of the mod pack is punishing enough as it is, and so this is a good way to balance that. Okay, it should be pure, beautiful. Alright, we're really rocking it here. Because we have a full tool set. We're probably ready to start looking for some ores and materials to build stuff with. So I'm going to look for a cave. Caves in this Epic Terrain Gen mod are insanely big. There's a lot of good stuff you can find in there. They're dangerous, of course, because they're massive, but like, that's caving in general. It's Minecraft, what do you expect? Alright, where is a cave? I need to find a cave. I haven't really seen anything around here. I might have to go exploring to find one. Oh, hello, chicken. Oh yeah, you can cook eggs with Farmer's Delight. Makes more sense. That would be good. Still no okay. Oh, wait. Nah, that's a dead end. Alright, that won't work. Wait. Ooh, ruined portal. Now let's go check that out. That might have some loot we can use. And there's a cave right here. Perfect. Both goals accomplished. Okay. Killing 2 birds with 1 stone. Sorry, birds. This is actually not a bad spot for a little base temporarily as well. Oh, we've got copper. Copper is good. Copper is very useful for electrical wires. Ah, jeez. Okay, I don't need the straw. I can get more of that later. Okay, so one thing you probably noticed, and I think I showcased this in my game show video last. Mining the stone gives you the splitters because realism. So keep that in mind. All right, let's sleep first. Whee! Oh yeah, the little fairy slipper flowers. Those glow at night. I forgot about that. Those are pretty. Okay. Now we're rocking it here. We're actually doing really, really well. And this is surprisingly well, actually. I could make a few torches, I believe, too. Perfect. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and make some torches so we can mark this area up. Handheld lighting torches, I love it. It feels so much more realistic, especially when you're Indiana Jonesing in a jungle temple. Anyway, okay, I'm gonna mark that there, and we'll put that one sort of here. And we'll put another here, just to sort of keep track of where we are. Oh, more copper I missed. This is why daylight is important. I'll miss a bunch of that if I'm not careful. Copper is a little bit more subtle, so fine too. The texture is a little less saturated, which is realistic. Because unless it's like extremely oxidized, you're not going to be able to find that very easily. Okay, and there's coal over there. Ah, I should grab some of that while we're at it. Coal is a lot more reliable than charcoal. Oh, right. Inventory. Let me just turn those into splitters and leave the rest. There we go. Okay. Good. Alright. Progress. Clear some dirt. Just sort of making a temporary cave hidey hole thing for us to work with. Alright. I can't remember if I changed the chest recipe or not yet. Oh, that's the beach music. I mean, I guess that makes sense. We are on a beach. I did not. Okay, so I need to change the chest recipe. That's fine. Okay. Change chest recipe. Most of the changes I need to do right now are recipe tweaks, which are pretty easy. So I'm not too worried. I would like to go to that portal though, but we are running out of space, so I'm gonna make a chest. And we will go from there. The other thing I like about the handheld torches is it makes it so you don't have to constantly place torches everywhere and spam them to see. So that helps a little. Oh, we can do that real quick. There we go. That saves a little space. Chest. Very hodgepodgey chest, but that's fine. This is just to store some stuff that we don't need to carry right now. Da-da-da. Yeah, that'll work. That's better. Alright. Now I can go after that shipwreck. Or not shipwreck, portal. See if there's anything good in there. Might be some gold stuff that we could use, which would be a little better than leather. Oh, I could probably eat from my lunch bag now. Oh, my carrots are pretty close to spoiling completely. That's not good. But, look at that. 5 diversity. We have strength 1, and we have health. We are feeling good. This is going to be much better. Oh, our torch went out. So, yeah, so torches burn out now. That's realistic. They don't last forever. You got to relight them. Unfortunately, I don't have iron to do that with yet, but maybe that chest will have some in the shipwreck. I haven't done the entity models for armor or boats yet for the textures. We'll get to that later, because those are significantly harder to do, because you can't just open them up in a lock bench and test them. Alright, what we got? Flint steel, perfect. That'll relight our torches. Problem solved there. Fire charge, that could do that too. Ooh, iron nuggets. That'll work. Air. Iron nuggets is perfect. Could make some shears or stuff. Obsidian's helpful. Curse of vanishing. Yeah. Golden knife with Bane of Arthropods, though. That's pretty decent. Take that. Bane of Arthropods is a lot more useful in this mod pack now because there's a lot more spiders at night. So if we ever need to explore for quite a distance and even need to be out at night, well, we'll have a weapon to fight spiders with better. 3 is pretty decent. Oh, we're under a redwood forest. Nice. Okay, so, like I said before, you light the torch again with the flint and steel. Problem solved. No biggie. It adds an extra step and an extra bit of realism, and it's not super annoying as long as you can find yourself some flint and steel or make some. The thing I need to do is craft a hammer. So that requires stone. This is why I was saving that stone. And some rope. Oops, I believe. There? Yeah, there we go. Perfect. Now, the hammer is super useful. The hammer is used in like all your early ore processing recipes. So for the hammer, you'd use it to turn your raw copper into pure copper dust or grit. And then you can smelt that grit. Oops. Where is that? So you can smelt the grit into a bloom. And then once you got your blooms, you hammer the blooms out and you'll get your ingots. It's a very tedious, very time-consuming process, and it does damage your hammer as you use it. However, this is to encourage players to not rely solely on their hammers, because this hammer is actually from the Immersive Engineering mod, and when you use the Immersive Engineering hammer to do a lot more other things, like some machinery that will actually process your ore a lot faster and a lot more efficiently, you'll just be happier because it's easier. So I'm gonna go ahead and turn our copper into some grit. There we go. And get that cooking up into some blooms. Let's see. Pop it there. Go ahead and start that going. Beautiful. Let's see, how much damage does it take on our hammer? Not too bad. It has 100 durability, so as long as we don't use it too much. But it's not hard to craft either. We can make a bunch of those. So it's balanced that way, I feel. Now, one interesting thing about the Better Days mod combined with this comfort sleeping bags is if you sleep, yes, your torches will go out because the world actually does tick while you're doing that. But because it ticks, look at that. Our furnace is almost finished with all our copper. So now I can grab those blooms and get our ingots going. Beautiful. Beautiful. Okay. Let's just go ahead. Alright, so... Oh yeah, you can rotate blocks with the hammer too by right-clicking. Forgot about that. A little bit fun. We're gonna need some more wood stuff here in a bit. So I'm gonna go ahead and get that smelting a bit and grab some more trees. Deforestation. It's actually a parody of a Phineas and Ferb song. Okay. Okay, redwoods. Redwoods is plenty of wood. If I get one of these trees, we'll have wood for years. Timber! Oh, yep. There we go. Bit of a lag spike, but that's because of how much wood it'll drop. Yeah, that's exactly what I figured. Perfectly fine. Lots of sticks, too, which isn't a bad thing. Sticks are useful. Look at that. 64, 64, 18. We're good. We're good. That's all the wood I needed. Lovely. Alright. So we can even turn all of that into that. There we go. Alright, I think we're at a point where I should start. I can cook redwood cones too. Let's just do that to get rid of them in my inventory. They're taking up space. I'm not going to plant any more redwoods right now. Alright. I would like to go to this cave though, so we're going to go ahead and make a little bit of a path there. Alright, so I'll hold that. I think this is tin. Let me double check that. Yep. Tin. Perfect. So tin is a helpful metal as well for some resource processing later. Specifically, it's a softer metal. It's used in making bronze, used in other machinery. Alright, lots of coal here too, that's good. That's a witch. I'm out of here. We're not ready to fight them yet. Nope, 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 nope. Not right now. I do need iron pretty badly because I'm gonna need to make copper plates for certain machines later. But we'll get to that. Oh, I do need to heat that up too. Okay, yeah, let's start some concurrent processing here. My music mod is, the biome music mod's going a little nuts here because I'm changing like 3 different biomes in the span of like 2 to 3 blocks. That's okay. It's a variety. Lots of variety. Okay, now you'll notice furnaces do increase my body temperature heat. That is getting up there. That's what the little orange thing means. And you're out. That's fine. Alright, let's see if we can mine without that witch in the way now. Not holding my breath on that, but we'll see. Maybe she despawned, please. I don't hear her, so that's a good sign. Let's get that cobble, or that coal. This is andesite splitters, right? Yeah. Less helpful. Don't need andesite yet. Not for anything in particular. Alright. Ah, the spiders. Yes. I could use your string. Come at me. Come at me. Yeah! Torch hit mod installed. I love that thing. As long as you're carrying a torch and you hit something, it'll light it on fire. Very helpful. Deals extra damage that way, as long as you don't catch on fire. Okay, so this is a pretty good little cave at the moment. Probably find some stuff here. Okay. Now, let's see here. Some more coal up there. We're definitely going to need that. We don't have a lot of that right now. Beautiful, beautiful. Holy moly, that's a lot of coal. And that's exactly what we need. Because this coal will also be very useful in later immersive engineering stuff. Because we're going to need to process it into coal coke. And coal coke is a more refined coal, which will let us get oils and all sorts of other very handy things. Let's go ahead and sleep here. Oh, it's hot. when your little skull icon down there starts burning orange red, you're overheating. So don't stand too close to furnaces for too long. If you can't take the heat, stay out of the kitchen. Alright. Now I can smelt that glass into glass panes. So that should help with that. And And now we can start smelting our impure tin dust into tin. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Obsidian behind. I don't have a block, a pickaxe we're capable of mining that yet. String. Okay, so I should be able to make a fishing pole now, right? There we go. Lovely. Let's go ahead and get some food while we're at it, since we're starting to run out here in our lunch bag. I also like the first-person animations mod and the first-person and third-person model mod. It really helps with the immersion as well, because you'll notice when I switch items between my main hand and offhand, there is an actual animation there, and that's really cool. And there we go. Fishies! We got salmon? Yeah, good. Oh yeah, can cause food poisoning if not cooked or baked. So you gotta cook your food now too, because if I were to just eat that raw, well, sushi can be good, but not when it's done wrong. Now, if I remember correctly, clay gets us brick. We need that brick to make blast brick, which will give us an immersive engineering blast furnace, which is much more efficient than a regular Minecraft blast furnace. So we could just skip and go that. That does require magma blocks and nether bricks, though. Now you might be thinking, where on earth are you going to get nether bricks in the overworld? Exhibit A. Portals. So this is actually pretty convenient. I'm going to go off and fetch some of that. There's also magma blocks here, so we'll grab some of those while we're at it. Beautiful, beautiful. Grab some of that. Yes. Thank you. Now, netherrack drops splitters. It doesn't drop the actual netherrack itself. So we're going to have to get a lot of those. But that's okay. So we've got the inventory space. And we've got time. And we've got pickaxes. And that's all you need. That is all you need. I also really like how my magma block textures turned out. The animation sprites for those look really, really good. This is actually a very conveniently placed portal. We're coming here for a lot of goodies. Weather seems pretty calm lately, actually. Not many storms out this way, that's fine. I'm actually kind of puzzled about that. But it's only early spring, you know, once we get from that mid-spring to summer transition, that's when severe weather tends to uptick quite a bit. Just due to the nature of thermodynamics and atmospheric dynamics. The other time that it upticks a lot is the transition from summer into fall. And that's okay. I would like to show off some of that weather stuff again, because it's just super cool. We're starting to lose our pickaxe. Good thing I made an extra. Yep. Oh yeah, the inventory mod automatically, oops, don't drown, automatically replenishes your tools that you break, which is really nice. So if you have an extra in your inventory and it breaks, and your main one breaks, then it'll just grab that one, and you'll be good to go. So that's pretty convenient. The worst, I might have to make another one in a bit here. But that's okay. Whee! Okay, I need to eat. This is not good. Let's see here. Okay. Ooh, this is not good. See, negative diversity means you've already had that stuff, so it won't heal, or it won't give you as much diversity as a result. But it turns out I wasn't hungry, I was thirsty, which is, that's fine, that works. So yeah, so to progress through immersive engineering, you are going to have to find either a ruined portal or a village to trade with some people. Namely, I think masons or clerics. But that's okay. It adds to the exploration and the challenge. And that's what I really want this modpack to be about. I want to encourage players to have to explore to progress. Granted, I don't want to make make it a pain. I don't want to make it so that, oh gosh, I gotta travel a million blocks to find a biome with only this resource. No, no, no. I'm trying to make it a little more reasonable than that. Okay, let's eat. Got a storm front moving in. Okay. Right after I talk about the weather, of course. 54 is a good, much better amount. Okay, 29. We're close. We're getting there. It's a whole dig operation. Dig site at the ancient portal. Alright, got our glass cooking up here. Good, good, good. Now I can plop this glass in here and start making a couple bottles. Not too many. And sleep. This is actually a pretty chill playthrough. Sometimes the game's like, oh, I'm just going to spawn you in the worst possible location and you're going to have to find a new biome and a new way to survive and a new way of living and all that. So it's very varied. You can have very easy experiences like this that are pretty chill and relaxed and helpful. Or you can have experiences where it's just like, oh, I'm dead. And that's plenty of glass bottles. More than that. Holy moly, I made way too many. Okay. Glass bottles are much easier to deal with than the... Yeah, we're done. Don't need that. Glass bottles are significantly easier to deal with than the water skins. 14... As far as thirst goes, that is. Because they restore a bit more thirst, and they're just easier to stack in your inventory, because the water skins, I don't believe those stack up to 64. The bottles do. There we go, now we're rocking. Now, you can drink acceptable water, but there is a risk. Oh, it didn't happen that time. But there is a risk that you could get a little bit of impure water poisoning. Sometimes that'll look like nausea, sometimes it'll look like hunger, other times it'll be poison. If it's dirty water, it will absolutely be poison. But yeah. Now, I think my mom has dinner cooking pretty soon, so we'll probably have to go in a bit. But this should give you a nice taste of what Wildborne survival is like, as well as my general process for how I change and test and tweak things, especially the recipes. Those are the biggest things to tweak and change and test all the time. I can't tell you how many times I've broken recipes. It's annoying. It's like, oh, wait, I can't make this. Oops, that's critical to the gameplay. Let me fix that. And it's not hard. It's not hard either. Because most of the time it's just a quick Cube.js script tweak. And then you just reload it in the game. And then it's good to go. Oh, we could fish while I'm at it here, too. Because I changed the fishing loot tables as well, so I think I showcased that in the script or mod game show video I did. But, you never know. We might be able to grab some useful stuff from fishing. Even if the treasure chances are slim, it is not 0. So, by probability, by nature of actually doing the act of fishing, we will get something. Most of the time it'll be fish. But, it's not always going to be fish. I'm going to start smoking my fish over here. Before it starts. Oh yeah, that's going to go bad otherwise. Not really good. And since I haven't had fish yet, the diversity on that is a little higher. Especially the cooked fish. Okay. And I also made it so that if you forget what the furnace recipe is, you can make it with the inverse as well. Just in case, because I know some of the recipes are going to get a little confusing. Ooh. Well, the clouds got real gray real quick. Huh. as long as a hurricane doesn't start, we're good. Although I doubt a hurricane's going to start because it's not fall. Fall is kind of the peak season for hurricanes. Okay. Gonna need another shovel anyway. Eat that fish there. Good. Oh, now we got regen. Ah, yeah. We're cranking. Okay. I'm going to need... more flint shards. Good. Let's start smoking some cod, too. Oh man, it's hot here. That's what happens when you smelt a million things. A million furnaces are keeping me awake. Okay. Stuff in there. Now we have regular bricks, so now I should be able to just do the alternative form of this. There we go. 15. I believe that's enough. Let's see, it's a 3x3 cube. Oh, I would only need 9. Oh, that's fine. That's perfectly fine. Now, the problem is, I don't really have a base of operations yet. I haven't built a home. This is just sort of a temporary location. And, well, wherever I put this big blast furnace, I would prefer it to be a little bit more of a permanent place. So I gotta think about this. Oh yeah, you can zoom in with C. Forgot about that, that's important. Very helpful. Especially if you're trying to study things from a distance. Whoa, what was that? Oh, a soul spring lamp? What? Oh, that's a treasure. Okay, sure. So the soul spring lamp is actually kind of difficult to craft because I would need Heart of the Sea, which requires finding a shipwreck with all the treasures. But the reason this is super important is because that is a critical thing to go to the Nether with, because the Nether is basically hell in Wildborne. And so you can imagine hell is burning hot, like reaching inferno levels, like you can't live there. And so the soul spring lamp is the first step to surviving there. Because it runs off of soul sprouts, which you'll find on soul soil or soul sand. And once you harvest those, it acts as a fuel for the soul spring lamp, which, if you carry it, will make the Nether slightly more bearable. It won't guarantee that you won't overheat, especially if you're standing next to all the lava, but it will at least make it so that it's easier to not overheat, especially if you've got some adaptive armor or protection from said blazing heat. Now, one thing I did want to make a goal with in this mod pack specifically is that the Nether won't be required for gameplay progression. You'll be able to get to the end without going to the Nether. So for those of you people who really dislike the Nether, you're in luck. That won't be required. However, for those of us who want a bit more of a hardcore survival challenge, that's what the Nether is going to become. That being said, at the moment, the Nether work is mostly in alpha. The mod pack itself is overall in like beta, but I would say the Nether itself is mostly in alpha because I haven't fully changed a lot of the stuff in it yet, and I'm not sure completely where I want to go with it yet. So while you can go there, just know that because it's an alpha, it's probably going to be pretty brutal. So expect to die there a lot. If you do decide to test that. Alright, I think this is a good spot to call it quits for now. Thank you all so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this little preview of what Wildborne will be like when you play this mod pack. Oh, it's raining. Hopefully I can show you some more of the more advanced features and the epic world gen in another video later. because right now, while this world gen was beautiful, it did not showcase the full potential because I didn't get to surviving in a big cave or a super crazy tall mountain yet. But that's okay. It just shows how much there is to do in this mod pack even without that. That being said, it definitely adds to the experience. So, I will see you party ponies later. Thanks so much for watching. Hope you enjoy it. Follow me and subscribe and all that to keep updated with the mod pack. And I will hope to release this beta soon. Don't know when yet, but soon. Hasta la pasta.